Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Tuesday, March 22nd, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be doing a quick little recap of yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate. It is a 4-game slate overall, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get started off with a recap of yesterday's picks. We're going to start off on the DraftKings side, and we're going to start off with Tyrese Maxey, $6,200, looking for 31 points out. He got to 42.25, so he was a very good hit yesterday. Obviously, Joel Embiid and James Harden were both out for the 76ers, so most of the 76ers ended up as pretty good plays yesterday, whether it was Tyrese Maxey, Furkan Korkmaz, Shake Milton, Tobias Harris, or Georges Niang. Then at shooting guard, we have Furkan Korkmaz, $3,200. He was not in the starting lineup, so I said you could pivot off of him if you wanted to. I stuck with him in most of my lines. You're looking for 16 points on him. He got a 32.5, so he was a 10 times multiplier there. A very, very good hit. And then at small forward, we stuck with Povashevsky. He was not in that starting lineup, so you could have pivoted if you wanted to. There wasn't too many good pivot options at that point in time either way, though. $5,200, looking for 26 points on him. He got to 34, so he was a hit as well. Then we had Tobias Harris, who was $6,400, looking for 32 points on him. He got a 34.5, so he was a hit. And then last but not least, we had DeAndre Jordan, $3,300, looking for 16, 17 points on him. He got to 14.5. He was a miss. Played 25 minutes. He was not in that starting lineup and mainly just had some rebounds, not much else yesterday. So when I mentioned that Korkmaz and DeAndre Jordan were not starting, if you wanted to pivot, you could. If you pivoted off of him and you somehow ended up on Nick Claxton, you probably would have done really, really well yesterday. And then on the FanDuel side, we had Tyrese Maxey, $5,200, looking for 26 points out. He got to 40, so he was a really good hit on the FanDuel side yesterday. Then at shooting guard, we had Cade Cunningham, $7,500, looking for 38 points. He got to 45.1, so he was a good hit as well. Then at small forward, we had Tobias Harris, $5,500, looking for 28 points out. He got to 33.6, so he was a hit as well. And then we had Evan Mobley, $7,900, looking for 40 points out. He only got to 22. He was a miss. Only played 27 minutes. Maybe a little bit of foul trouble there. Just not the best day for him overall. And then once again at center, we had DeAndre Jordan at $3,900, looking for 20 points out. He got to 14.1. He was a miss, as I mentioned on the DraftKings side. Played 25 minutes and just really rebounded the ball and not much else yesterday. As I mentioned on the DraftKings side, if you got off of DeAndre Jordan and you went up to Nick Claxton, you probably did pretty well overall on both sides yesterday. So overall, 3 out of 5 on the FanDuel side, 4 out of 5 on the DraftKings side, and 7 out of 10 overall. It's kind of what we aim for. Obviously, like it'd be a little bit better, but if DeAndre Jordan would have paid off, it would have been a very solid day overall. But with that being said, we'll move over into the injuries and play for tonight's slate. Obviously, this is a 4-game slate, like I mentioned earlier. We have one game starting at 7 o'clock, and then from there, they're kind of spaced out, and then we do have that 10 o'clock game as well. So we're going to start off with the Golden State Warriors and the Orlando Magic. For the Warriors, Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala, and James Wiseman are all out. Moses Moody is questionable, and Andrew Wiggins listed as a game-time decision. Looks like he should play, but we'll just have to keep an eye on that throughout the day. Jalen Suggs is out once again for the Orlando Magic, so R.J. Hampton should be starting in his place, but he hasn't really done too much as of late. Then for the Atlanta Hawks, they are without John Collins and Lou Williams. And then Bogdan Bogdanovic is questionable to play. We'll see if he plays tonight or not. New York Knicks just out without Nerlens Noel and Derrick Rose once again, so no changes there. For the Chicago Bulls, just Lonzo Ball out. We did see Patrick Williams last night. We'll see if they let him play on the back-to-back or if they end up resting him tonight. Then the Milwaukee Bucks are without Chris Middleton, so there's going to be a little bit of value in the starting lineup, whether it's a Pat Connaughton or a Jordan Nwora in that starting lineup. Giannis is listed as probable to play after missing the last game, and then Lindell Wigginton listed as a game-time decision. Should be back tonight. Then we move down to the final game of the slate, and we have the Clippers, who are without Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Norman Powell, and Jay Preston, so no changes there. Then for the Nuggets, we have Cam Carr, Jamal Murray, Zeke Naji, and Michael Porter Jr., who are all out. And then JaMychal Green listed as a game-time decision, but expected to play tonight. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate. Obviously, the ones that we're going to be watching is Andrew Wiggins, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and then maybe if anything else pops up throughout the day. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into DraftKings and talk about my picks for tonight's slate. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Monte Morris, $4,600, looking for 23 points out, averaging 25 on the season. Currently having projected for 24 points tonight. Been losing a couple minutes last couple games. Last game was a blowout. Can't really count that one too much. But if he's out there, close to 28 minutes, should pay off at this price tag once again. Then at shooting guard, we have Zach LaVine. He is $7,500. Looking for 37, 38 points out of him, averaging 39.5 on the season. Currently, I'm projected for 38 points tonight, but definitely has some upside for more as well. Looking like a solid play, kind of in that mid-range on tonight's slate overall. Then a small forward going with Pat Connaughton, $3,700. Looking for 18, 19 points out of him, averaging over 20 on the season. Currently having projected for 20 points. Should be in that starting lineup in place of Chris Middleton, so it does have a little bit of upside for more as well. Then at power forward, we're going with Aaron Gordon, $5,000. A reasonable price tag for him at this point in time. Looking for 25 points out, averaging 27 on the season. Currently having projected for 26 points tonight. Does offer a little bit upside for more and a little bit downside for less as well. Then last but not least, we have Clint Capella at that center position, $6,400. Guy that's been playing reasonably well as of late. A guy that probably gets you around 31 points most of the time. You're looking for 32. That's what he's averaging on the season. Currently haven't projected for 32 points tonight. But as we know with Clint Capella, there is some upside for more, but there is a little bit of downside for less, as we've seen so far this season for him. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you have $22,800 remaining, $7,600 per player. So you could probably pay up for one stud if that's something you really, really want to do. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, that's definitely something that could be viable on tonight's 4-game slate as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position on FanDuel with Reggie Jackson, $7,200, looking for 36 points at him. Obviously, he's only averaging 29 on the season, but you can't really count that too much. Beginning of the year was kind of weird and all that stuff, but 36 points seems very, very reasonable for Reggie Jackson as long as he's playing big minutes and this game is competitive. And then with that being said, I actually do have him projected for about 36, 37 points tonight. So definitely looks like a solid value play at 5 times value overall on tonight's slate. Then we move down to shooting guard with Will Barton, $4,400. Looking for 22 points out, averaging 28 points on the season. Not too much you can say here. I liked Will Barton a lot the last time as well, but that game was a blowout, so he only ended up with 16 points. I currently have him projected for 24 points tonight. Offers some upside for more if he's shooting the ball well and this game remains competitive. And then we move down to small forward with Danilo Gallinari at $4,800. Looking for 24 points out, averaging only 20 on the season. But he was coming off the bench a lot of that time and had limited minutes. He should be in that starting lineup once again tonight. Should be playing reasonable minutes. So Danilo Gallinari, definitely somebody that I do like once again today. Currently having projected for 27 points. Then we move down to power forward with Julius Randle, $8,300. Looking for 41, 42 points out, averaging about 40.5 on the season. Goes against the Atlanta Hawks tonight, and this historically is a team that Julius Randle does very, very well against. So I currently have him projected for 45 points tonight. But if he does anything like he typically does against the Hawks, he's going to be way higher than that as well. And then last but not least, we move down to Nikolai Vucevic at $6,900. A very reduced price tag for him overall. Looking for 34, 35 points out, averaging almost 41 on the season. Goes against the Milwaukee Bucks. Last time they went against the Bucks, Bucks kind of went a little small. Didn't really favor Nikolai Vucevic too well. Now the Bulls do have Tristan Thompson, so they could go a little bit smaller with him, but I think this is a game that Vucevic still could do rather well in, and at a reduced price tag, I'm willing to take that shot. Currently having projected for 36 points, offers a little bit upside for more and a little bit of downside for less, given the nature of that game tonight in Milwaukee. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $28,400 remaining. $7,100 exactly. You could definitely pay up for a stud if it's something you want to do. Maybe if you really want to pay up for Nikolai Vucevic and Nikolai Jokic, that's something you can do as well. A lot of different options that are out there, even though it is a 4-game slate overall. Maybe you take a balanced approach. That's definitely something that could be viable on the 4-game slate, especially on the FanDuel side tonight. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, March 22nd. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on DraftKings or FanDuel. Definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Maybe it's one of the core 5 that I have on either site. Maybe it's a completely different player that you guys think I missed. And then, as always, I'll be listing the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments, as well as my updated core about a half hour prior to locks. So definitely be sure you're checking up on the comments throughout the day, and especially as we get closer to locks, so that you do have the most up-to-date information as possible. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at CoachCraigSports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. Going to be talking some dynasty content, going to be talking some NFL draft prospects, Tonight we will be going over the defensive fallers from the NFL Combine. So I was at the NFL Combine myself, so this is a lot of the things that I did see there. Going to be covering defensive line, linebacker, and defensive back. So if that's something you're into, definitely be sure to check that out right around 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who is yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.